brothers and sisters, Like It Is came into existence because the community protested and demanded that they do that. ABC has a large black listening viewership audience. We sat down with them and told them, don't try to give us someone that you think is good to continue the legacy of Gil Noble. We as a community will decide that. We sat with them and said, don't bring us this program here and now. Here and now means y'all had it then, we got it now. And we're not going for that. Here and now means that today they want to tape a program today. They called some people from our community and they want to manipulate the violence. So they want to have a program today with Eric Adams and Andre Mitchell from Man Up and some of the other brothers and sisters that are on the ground about the killing in Brownsville. To the credit of Andre Mitchell, to the credit of Senator Eric Adams, they said they will not come in today for the taping. As a matter of fact, they said they're going to call them up and tell them they will not come in for that taping. And look what they did. They used violence, an emotional issue, but a black-on-black crime they want to bring on TV as the first show. The first show. Now, we know we got issues with crime. We know we got community crime in our community, but their first show in the here and now is community crime. They don't want to do a show on those cops that were busted for dealing guns in our community. Do a show on that here and now. They don't want to do a show on the mayor who cut all the youth programs in our district to make sure that our young people will be nowhere but in the streets. Do a show in that here and now. No, they want to come with our community issues. The best way we can continue the legacy of Gil Noble is through the wisdom, is through the experience of Gary Bird. And that's why we're here. And we're saying also it's time for ABC to never forget and pay great compensation to our brother Ilombe Brath. Ilombe Brath brought world leaders to Gil Noble. Ilombe Brath brought leaders in our community that Gil Noble put on that show that wouldn't be on any other show. Ilombe Brath was more than a graphic artist. Now he's ill and in need of assistance, financial assistance. ABC should compensate Ilombe Brath for the little pittance they paid him when he was here, for the history that he made with Gil Noble and Like It Is. We say compensate Ilombe Brath.
Compensate Ilombe Brath.
Compensate.
Ilombe Brath.
Compensate.
Ilombe Brath.
And brothers and sisters, this is about a corporate entity wanting to control the information that goes into the minds of our people. This is about a corporate entity that no longer wants to let the community decide what's on the programs for the upcoming series. We even told them that we would like to see Herb Boyd and some others be a part of the community consultant team. Anybody in our community that we decide should be a part of the production team to make sure that the program and the legacy of Gil Noble continues, so that you will know Gil Noble owns the brand Like It Is. Gil Noble owns all of the past programs. So Gil Noble's not interested in letting ABC have Like It Is or his programs. That was Gil Noble's decision. We honor that. We respect that. But we have some ideas of who the next host should be. We have some ideas on how the next programming should take place. And ABC is not going to ignore us. So we have to make sure that we send a message today that no one should go in there and be on these shows until Gary Bird is the host of the new show and whatever we decide to name it. We want Bird.
We want Bird.
Who do you want?
Bird.
When do you want him?
Now.
Who do you want?
Bird.
When do you want him?
Now.
Who do you want?
Bird.
our greatest leaders here from our community, and we're going to ask them to speak. They have come out in the rain, left the comfort of their homes, left the comfort of their communities to come here to send a message to WABC, to Dave Davis, that we want to be able to involve the community in what happens on this program that we are here to represent. Not here and now. No here and now.
That's right.
Brother
No
G2,
here and
we
now.
use it.
Brother G2.
Make it plain. Go get him. No Toms on the air.
You said no here and now. And I agree with that thought. Like It Is has been an international compilation of materials and news and information. Africa, the African people, we're all over the world, from South America, the Caribbean islands, the Pacific islands. Like It Is has been a worldwide focus of African people. It hasn't been just a narrow local slice of our consciousness, of our growth and our awareness. So we want that growth and awareness to continue. And in order to have that continue, we've got to struggle. No, they're not going to give us consciousness. They're not going to give us awareness. We have to struggle for that.
That's right.
And we have to hold the feet of ABC and the executives over here to the fire.
That's right.
And that means we have to come out on rainy days, snowy days, windy days, cold days, and hold those feet to the fire. But I'm for that because more than ever right now, we need the consciousness that was part of Like It Is. More than ever today, we need that consciousness. And that consciousness can only be maintained when we get someone creditable in the chair as they're suggesting Gary Bird. We know Brother Bird from his past performances. We know from his past record that he is a credible person. That's someone who's dependable, someone who knows the worldwide black experience. And that's what we need. So let's get on the phone, let's tell other people, let's build this demonstration until we have the whole block surrounded.
That's right.
And let them know that we are not going to be so satisfied with a here and a now as they suggest. Thank you very much, brothers and sisters.
No here and now. No here and now.
Not here, not now. Not here, not now. Not here, not now. Not here, not now. Not here, not now. Not here, not now.
And one of the other things that we know about the lack of salary that Gil Noble was paid. He was one of the lowest paid employees here. But his program was one of the most important programs that the black community had. And Omowale Clay from December 12th, come on over here because we are delighted to have the support of the December 12th movement, a very strong international movement. And we are going to hear from Brother Long. Brother.
No here,
No now.
no here,
No now.
no here,
No now.
and no Toms on the air.
That's right.
No Toms on the air.
No Toms on the air.
No compromise
No compromise.
and no sellouts.
No sellout.
Hold the line.
Hold the line.
Not a single inch. No here,
No here.
no now.
No now.
I had the opportunity and the honor to be able to sit down with Gil a little bit before his illness to watch Minister Farrakhan's speech at the UN Plaza Hotel, to go over that speech just prior to Sister Viola and Charles Councilman Barron going on the air. And I want people to realize this. Before we even get to here and now, and we deal with Gil and his illness, every day Gil was here was a struggle. Every day he was here. If Gil got sick, ABC contributed to that sickness.
That's right. That's
While I
right.
sat there meeting with Gil, he was talking about how they had positioned different people to watch what he was doing. Every day they stressed this brother. He didn't produce Like It Is in a amiable environment, a comfortable environment, a caring environment. He produced like it is in spite of ABC. And so we should understand, as we sat there and listened to Minister Farrakhan talk about the war against Africa, that war against Africa is a war against African people. From ABC to Africa, there's a war on us. And so Gil's illness is a result of his stress from the racism at ABC. That's why I'm proud of brothers and sisters to not go on the air. There can't be no show without our community. You know, and if we have to deal with, they don't want nothing. It ain't gonna be a fraudulent example of negative television. So I'm here to say, December 12th movement, we down dirty. Gil has been a brother to us. Not just because he was on the air. Gil was in our community.
That's right.
You can't fake that. Gil came to community meetings because he wanted to know what black people were going to do. He did an interview with Assata Shakur.
Yes, he did.
He understood political prisoners. I was a political prisoner. I owe, and the New York 8 owe, a tremendous debt to him because it was his exposure of the FBI terrorist attack in the black community that made black people aware that the government are the real terrorists. So Gil got a history here. He got a legacy here. But it's a legacy that he understood is more than just him. It's our right to tell our story, to tell it like it is. And whatever form it takes, the essence of it is our struggle. It's our community. And they can't dictate that to us. I don't have a disparaging remark about black people who work here. Everybody needs a job, but every job ain't the right one. Just because you need a job, don't be a scab. Don't be a scab, because this is a community picket against the destruction of black representation on television. So we say no here,
No here.
no now.
No now.
No here,
No here.
no now.
No now.
And let the word go out to our community. Don't go on this show,
That's right.
because wherever you show up, we're going to be there. We drawing the color line on who's a Tom and who's not. They're attacking our community left and right. We need a voice. This station had one. It's ours. Straight ahead.
And brothers and sisters, you need to know, 1 hour out of 168 hours a week, 1 hour on a Sunday when black folks are generally in church, 1 hour when a wonderful black man stood for us. And they want to now change his legacy to some here and now chatter. We're not going to allow it. Professor James Blake, not over.
Assalamu alaikum. Brothers and sisters, this is a battle in the sky, a battle for the mind of our people. This television network has not been true to black people. Gil Noble, when we were attacked at Borough Manhattan Community College by the World Trade Center disaster, all television stations came down to that area and pointed their cameras at that school across from us where one of the senator's daughters go, Stuyvesant High School. No one paid attention to the black and Latino students who suffered on 9/11. I called Gil Noble and expressed my frustration. He told me he doesn't have a television crew and he doesn't have a television camera. But if the college can provide that, he would come down and he would do a story about Borough Manhattan Community College. Now, where are you going to find people like that for our community? He came down there. He used the cameras that we had. He told our story. After that story was told, then we got some notoriety, and because of that, we lost the building, and Councilman Charles Barron, when he was chairman of the Higher Education Committee, fought, and now we're getting a new building back for Borough Manhattan Community College. What we say about Gary Bird is this. It's not just about Gary Bird. It's about continuity. It's about continuation. We want somebody who's going to have the character to step outside of the mainstream and come to us and talk about our pain, talk about our sorrow, and talk about our difficulty. Not everybody can do that. We got people in our community who have a track record of doing that. And Gary Bird has that track record. So we want to pass the baton to Gary Bird.
That's right.
Nobody else, Gary Bird.
Gary
Because
Bird.
he has the track record. When you make an appointment, you look at a person's history, their experience, and their track record, and then you hire them. You can't come to our family and tell us who's going to represent our family.
That's right.
No,
That's right.
Gary Bird represents our family, and we say Gary Bird now.
Gary Bird now. Gary Bird now. Gary Bird now. Gary Bird now. Gary Bird now. Gary Bird now. Gary Bird now. We want, Dave Davis, we want you to know that the Nation of Islam is with us. We have the leader of Mosque number 7, Minister Abdul Hafiz Muhammad, and he will speak to us now about his concern about what happens to the legacy of Like It Is.
Thank you. Assalamu alaikum, in the name of Allah, the Beneficent, the Merciful, on behalf of the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan, and on behalf of the believers of Muhammad Mosque number 7 in New York City, and the Nation of Islam, wherever we can be found. We continue our prayers for our dear brother Gil Noble, the wonderful support of his family, the wonderful support of all of those who stand out here in front of WABC studios with him, and also our brother Ozone Park has done a great work with Like It Is. We continue to pray for our brother Ozone Park for his continued healing and restoration as well. However, the baton now has to be passed on. Gil has run a wonderful leg, but now it is time to continue the legacy of what Like It Is has represented. It may have a new name, but it needs now to have the same kind of face. It may not have Gil's face, but the face of Cemotap Gary Bird is a face that we know. Mr. Davis, you may not know Mr. Cemotap Gary Bird, but if you put him on in Gil's spot, you'll see that all of New York City knows who Cemotap Gary Bird is. You'll see that all of the country knows who Cemotap Gary Bird is. So we stand here today as a solid group of solidarity that we decide we want our culture to continue to develop here in New York City and around the country. We refuse to have anything less than what should represent the Black Hispanic community, and whether you know it or not, it will represent white folks as well. Because today, white folks, you don't have good representation. So you need better representation even from among our own ranks and our own family. Yes, that's what I said. You need better representation. What Gil Noble did for the Black community, he did for all of America. And so Cemotap Gary Bird can carry on in that tradition. So we stand with Cemotap. We stand with all of our organizations from all of our community that are present, that we want to see the tradition and the culture that Gil Noble set with Like It Is to continue, and we wanted to continue with our brother Cemotap Gary Bird. Thank you for receiving us. Assalamu alaikum.
We have representation from New Jersey, Brother John Brinkley, who represents a tri-state organization that supported Gil Noble throughout his long struggle here at WABC TV, and struggle it was. Gil Noble told me personally that no one spoke to him, and yet he produced a program that was superior to all others coming out of WABC TV. Brother John Brinkley.
Straight ahead. Hotep people.
Hotep.
One thing I'd like to say is I'm with the Tri-State Save Like It Is Coalition. In 2006, we challenged the license of ABC with the FCC because of the treatment that they did to Gil and the Like It Is. His program was constantly being preempted. It was constantly being underfunded. And right now, as we make the transition, we want to ensure that the legacy of what Gil brought to ABC with Like It Is maintained. It not only needs to be maintained, moving to the future, it needs to have the same kind of support that other programs on ABC has. Gil was pretty much towards the end was a one-man operation. As Professor Blake said that he didn't have access to cameras. If he wanted to get something done, he would have to use his own resources in order to get it done. ABC doesn't do that with the other programs. They have a support staff. They have people who do research. They have all kinds of support. And they also, what they do is, the people that come on some programs are then put on to other programs. So when Gil brings important people for our community onto his program, they need to also be put on other programs so other audience can hear what they have to say. So moving forward, Like It Is has to be moved into the future with a new name, with a dynamic host such as Gary Bird, and it needs to be given the full support from ABC that it deserves, as it does to other programs of its type. So I say, bring on Gary Bird, and let's ensure the future of Like It Is.
Right. Straight ahead. Straight ahead from the heart. That's right.
We have one of the original Panthers here, Brother Shep. That's a wonderful thing about Gil Noble. He didn't hesitate to interview heads of state, but he also went into the hellholes where drugs were being used and sold and interviewed people there. He closed his doors to no one in the black community. And his whole life was devoted to helping his people no matter what their station in life. We're delighted to have an original Panther here who paved the way for Gil Noble to even come through these doors. Brother Shep.
All power to the people. I have to say Gil Noble paved the way for me. Back as a young student at Hunter College when tuition was free, myself and Brother Charles, we were in Hunter at the same time. And Brother Gil, Alambe, and Samori Marksman, when people said the students were too inexperienced and not political enough, they came to our campus and they had us work on the struggle to free Southern Africa. They saw that, and that was the first time I was ever on television, was Gil invited students to be on there and talk about the work dealing with South Africa. People don't remember when the Schomburg was going to be sold to West Germany. Gil stood up. We did a benefit concert to save the Schomburg and get the word out. And now that we do that, Gil played the piano at that concert. And he had us on there at the groundbreaking ceremony when they built the Schomburg Center. So I want to say, Gary Bird has done the same thing for us throughout the years, supported political prisoners and prisoners of war just like Gil did. We want Gary Bird.
That's right.
We want Gary.
We want Gary.
Gary Bird.
Gary Bird.
Want him now.
Want him now.
All power to the people.
Power to the people.
Black New Yorkers for Educational Excellence, represented by Brother Akinlabi. They've been on the case with Brother Gil Noble for many, many years. You need to understand the importance of having all of these leaders here standing at your doorstep to say, we want Gary Bird. We're not asking for much, we're just asking for fairness. Brother Akinlabi.
That's right.
Brothers and sisters, comrades and friends, I'm here today in support of Cemotap and all of our struggle to get Imhotep Gary Bird as the next host of programming for our community.
That's right.
Some of you recognize my introduction when I said brothers and sisters, comrades and friends. We know who we were thinking of at that moment. Our dear brother, Ozone Park. When we talk of the legacy of Like It Is, of the contribution that was made by Brother Gil Noble, we cannot think of anything else but also the contribution that was made by our dear brother, Ozone Park. It was on this very corner about 15 years ago that my youngest daughter and I stopped to greet Brother Ozone. And at that time, he talked about the struggles that he and Gil continually had at ABC. Not a day went by that there wasn't that history that we all know about A history that all of those outstanding programs, all of that information that our children was able to get from nowhere else but on this program, it was because of the effort and the commitment and the contacts that they had. The same kind of contacts, the same kind of commitment, and the same kind of struggle will be waged by Gary Bird.
Right.
This is not a struggle in which we bring someone in who ABC loves, although they will love those ratings. This is a struggle that we bring in someone that our black community loves, that African people love. And we know that the legacy, the painting of pictures that Brother Gary Bird has made on the radio for many years will simply be that much more enhanced on a program that we present here. So we say today that here and now is not the way to go. What have we said today? Not here.
Not here.
Not now.
Not now.
Not here.
Not here.
Not now.
Not now.
In our struggle, we make the decisions. Brother Gil Noble helped more and more of us understand that through his years of programming. And today, we are presenting the next step in that struggle. So we say, it must be Imhotep Gary Bird that continues the legacy. Right now, it is not here and it's not now. It must be Imhotep Gary Bird as the host. Thank you, brothers and sisters.
Thank you, thank you. We have more representation from New Jersey. You know, Brother Gil had listeners in New Jersey as far as the signal would go. Black folks would set their clocks and sort of establish their lives around being able to listen to Like It Is on Sunday at 12 noon. Brother Amanifu from New Jersey, been a long-time supporter and listener of Like It Is.
Power to the people, Power to the people. Long live the legacy of Gil Noble.
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 We come over here from New Jersey early this morning because of our love for Gil Noble and our appreciation of his great work over the years. I represent POP, the People's Organization for Progress, under the leadership of Brother Larry Ham. Y'all have seen him on his show a number of times.
Yes, yes.
But the point is that we must not forget what Gil Noble had meant to our people over the decades. Gil's program came out of struggle for representation in the media, and I'm old enough to remember not only when there was no television, there were no black shows at all.
Come on.
Maybe Amos and Andy.
Yes,
So we must keep that spirit. We must continue that legacy. And I, along with everyone else here, bring on Gary Bird.
Bring on Gary Bird.
Bring on Gary Bird.
Bring on Gary Bird.
We want Gary Bird.
We want Gary Bird.
No Uncle Toms on the air.
No Uncle Toms on the air.
No sellouts on the air.
No sellouts on the air.
Power to the people.
Power to the people.
we're going to hear now from the co-chair and the leader of this demonstration, press conference, whatever we want it to be, because we're here for serious business. Dr. James McIntosh will now give you information that you need to know and also will send us on our way. We want Gary Bird.
We want Gary Bird.
We want him now.
We want him now.
Hotep, brothers and sisters.
Hotep.
I want to tell you how good it feels to see the strong warriors that I see here. This is not going to be a one-day thing.
That's right.
This is going to be a protracted struggle.
That's right.
I've been in the boardroom with the leadership of this station, and they clearly do not understand.
That's right.
Black people, African people, people of African ancestry, don't intend to let others speak for us anymore.
That's right.
This is not the last step.
That's right.
ABC is the first step.
That's
This is not a demonstration. This is a declaration of war. Oh no, that didn't sound like y'all are with me. Am I out here by myself? No. This is a declaration of war. We want to serve notice at WABC. We want to serve notice to NBC. We want to serve notice to CBS, to WPIX, and to Fox, Dog, Wolf 5. We are demanding our rightful voice in this city with 3 million African people.
That's right. That's right.
We're demanding our voice, and we certainly are not going to lose ground by letting the one glimmer of light that was coming out of this cave that they call communications.
Come on.
We're not going to let that light extinguish. We have a set of demands, and I want you all to vote on it. So if somebody says, where did you get those demands? I say we got it from the people who are willing to come down here in front of the station and get dirty. When I say get dirty, what I mean is we're not going to let the people in the suits come sliding in here afterward trying to get a job. This is not about getting a job. This is about communications for African people.
That's right.
Demand number one, Cemotap Gary Bird is the host of the continuation of Like It Is. How do you vote? All right. Number two, there's got to be community consultation on the naming of the show and the ongoing production of the show that replaces Like It Is. Before you vote, let me just say this. That name, Here Now, is not an accident. That name, Here and Now, echoes the voices of Europeans and backwoods Negroes that I have heard that do not like this program. By here, they mean they want to limit what's said. They mean they don't want people like Michael Manley as Gil Noble and Like It Is had to speak. That means they don't want to talk about Mugabe and Zimbabwe as Gil Noble and Like It Is has provided for us. It means they don't want to talk about lynching. The most recent lynching being the lynching of Muammar Gaddafi. They don't want to talk about that. They want to talk about it from their perspective, but they don't want African people to talk about it. So when they say here, that's what they mean. When they say now, what they mean is, one, they don't even want to go back a little bit and talk about the history of Jim Crow. And talk about the history of the enslavement of African people. Talk about the transatlantic slave trade and the slave trade that preceded it by 1,000 years on the East Coast. 100 years on the East Coast, excuse me. It means that they don't want to go any further back than that. They don't want to go back to the history of our people. They don't want to go back to our history of our people before enslavement. They don't want to go all the way back to Nama in the first dynasty. And they certainly don't want to go back before that, down south of that, where civilization originated along the Nile. They don't want to talk about Imhotep, the original Imhotep, who's called by their father of medicine the first figure of a physician to stand out from the mists of antiquity. When we said the name Cemotap Gary Bird to this man, he should have said, if he didn't know Gary Bird, he should have said, who do you mean? Imhotep, the father of medicine, of North American and world medicine?
That's right.
But he was so ignorant, he said, I never heard of Imhotep Gary Bird, our premier broadcaster. Now, we were cool. We didn't lose our cool that much when he said that. But when he said he would not even interview him, that he was the boss. We said, you're the boss? Why are you the boss? Compare your skills to Cemotap Gary Bird's skills.
That's right.
And it's like comparing a child in the kindergarten with one of those beach balls to Michael Jordan.
That's right.
There's no comparison. Not even on the same ball field. Why are you the boss? Because the last boss we struggled against, we drove him out of here. That's Tom Kane. You drove him out of here. And so they gave this one a job. And now he thinks that he's the boss and we're the slaves. Well, demand number 2 says, we demand community consultation and involvement in the naming and ongoing production of the show that replaces Like It Is. We didn't need it while Gil was here, because Gil knew about Kemet. Gil knew about Africa. Gil knew about it. And that brings us to our third demand. Why did, vote on the second one. Thank you. Thank you for calling me with Robert's Rules of Order. That's why my brothers and sisters are here behind me to help me. All right. How do you vote on that second demand? Yes. All right. That brings us right to demand number 3. Why and how did Gil Noble come to be so knowledgeable about the leadership of the African world? How did he come to be so wise and knowledgeable about, thank you. How did he come to be so wise and knowledgeable about African affairs and African politics and their relationship to our ongoing struggle worldwide for liberation? 1, certainly he was a unique and superior character.
Yes, sir.
Certainly he was a unique and superior intellect. He had, you know, he was brilliant. All right? But he also had help. And one of his prime helpers, I'd call him his right arm, was our brother, who's been called the organic scholar, because he got his scholarship through struggle. I'm speaking none other than Ozone Park. That's why you had African world leaders coming on Like It Is. And so we demand, what's our third demand? Our demand is reparations. Reparations for what? We want reparations to the Brath family, to the family of Ozone Park. After working years and years here at this station, with his sweat and his blood, giving his all, Ozone was retired with some kind of a pittance, something that was gone within the first year. And he's laying in a vegetative state. And his wife is disabled also. Left his family with nothing coming from these people. We demand reparations for the family of Ozone Park. How do you vote? Yes! All right. Demand number 3. Just checking to see if you're okay. See, I've been around these folks so much, I'm starting to lie like that. Thank you for reminding me. Demand number 4. Reparations for censoring the remarks in support of political prisoners that Charles Barron made in the taping of the show in the first broadcast of so-called Here and Now on October the 16th. Brother Barron gave credit to Gil for giving a voice, as Brother Shep pointed out, to our brothers and sisters who gave their all, and through no fault of their own, because they fought with every ounce of strength they have, are locked down in dungeons. And our people in the main don't know the names because these people have buried them into anonymity. Well, those days are over. We're demanding reparations for censoring Charles Barron when he talked about political prisoners. You ought to make some contributions to all the commissaries of all these people. Is that right? Should these robber barons do something for the political prisoners? Should they be forced to tell their story? As I told you before, it's not just ABC.
It's ABC, NBC, CBS. This is a declaration of war. We're coming for all of you fools. We're coming for you.
That's right.
Those who don't like strong talk, let me tell you something. It's going to be followed by strong action.
That's right.
Are you with me?
Yes.
Are you with us?
Yes.
Are you with this struggle?
Yes.
So how do you vote on demand number 4?
Yes.
So that having passed, let all brilliant minds who say the revolution will not be televised understand we ain't trying to televise revolution. We are communicating. And we have our own community communicators that must be acknowledged. Let's have a hand for Brother Leon Muhammad. Give him a round of applause. Let's have a hand for Brother Kamal. Give him a round of applause. Let's have a round for Brother Gilchrist. Give him a round of applause. Are you the sister who called me this morning? What's your name again? Sister Charlene Lewis. Give her a round of applause. Darlene Lewis, excuse me. Give her a round of applause. Give her a round of applause. My brothers and sisters got my back. If I say one thing wrong, they're gonna let me know. But I really do, we have to thank them. Because what they figured is that they can hide it, that nobody's going to know about it. What they're going to learn is that their arrogance, their intransigence is going to do the same thing for them that it has done for fools like them before and after. It will do after. That's right. Brothers and sisters, be prepared for a call to come within the next 3 weeks. I don't know if it's been announced that they have made a call to Imhotep Gary Bird. Has that been announced? Dave Davis did call. As soon as we called the demonstration, seconds after it went out, they called Imhotep Gary Bird. That was after your phone calls into the station. Now we spoke to Brother Imhotep. They didn't say we want to offer you a job. They say we want you to come in and talk to us about how we can consult on the community. Well, that's not good enough for me. How do you say?
No, sir.
All right. So we're going to wait to see what happens. We're not
We
going
don't
to wait.
need him to consult. We need him to lead the program.
We're not going to wait.
That's right.
We're going to organize, and when we come out here, I want each of you to bring at least 10 people. Don't say yeah unless you think you'll really give it that effort. If we come back here in 3 weeks, how many people will strive with all they have to bring at least 10 people? Let me hear you say yes. All right. So we're going to come back. I see we've been joined by one of the most brilliant, one of the barons, not the robber barons. And this is the good-looking one in the family. This is a state assemblywoman, Inez Barron. Now, it's bad when you just walk in, but we know this sister's prepared. They didn't just give, Charles Barron didn't just say, well, you know what, I'm going to give you the assembly position. No, she earned the assembly position. She earned the assembly position with qualifications. We went to school together. She was brilliant back then, and she's brilliant now. I want you to welcome to the microphone Assemblywoman Inez Barron.
Peace and power, brothers and sisters. Peace and power. We're here for a noble cause. A noble cause as exemplified by the person in their name, Gil Noble.
Right.
And a cause for us to continue the legacy that he has established. That's right. Gil Noble's program, like it is unparalleled throughout this nation.
That's right.
He acknowledges and exemplifies and elevates our African heritage on a daily basis. You see it in the setting of his set that's filmed every week. You have the African influences, and you see it in the guests, and you see it in the programming. He has always edified blackness.
That's right.
We are here to say that that legacy that he has established over these decades must be continued. And to assure that continuation, we are demanding that the community be involved and be a part of the decision making, not just making recommendations, but deciding the host for the program going forward. And we have offered the name of Cemotap Gary Bird and the programming going forward. So we are here, we're going to continue to come forward, we're going to continue to make those efforts that we need to be successful in our venture, and I'm here with you for the long haul.
Thank you. Brothers and sisters, at this point, just so they can get a sense of how it feels, we're going to walk down in a single file a couple of times, and then we're going to dismiss. When we dismiss, don't hang around this spot. Don't hang around this spot. That's how people get into trouble. Brother Shep taught me that. Are you, wait, I got to take a vote, though. This ain't no, you know. How many people are down with that? Metro card. We want to thank each and every one of you who came out here in the rain. In the rain. And although you are all beautiful and sweet, none of you melted. All right? Take the word back to the 10 people you try to bring to let them know that, you know, even if it's raining, they won't melt. That they're made out of some good, strong African stuff. Okay, that has withstood centuries of oppression and is ready to now free ourselves. I'm going to ask you if you follow me in a single line as we walk down the street, and we're going to come back. And when we come back next time, we're coming back even stronger. Thank you so much. And we want to thank all of the leadership of all the organizations. I see Nation of Islam. I see the State Assembly. I see the Council. I see the family and friends of Mutulu Shakur. I see the Black Panther Party. I see December 12th. Freedom Party. Freedom Party. Freedom Party. Freedom Party. I look in the back. Hold on. Before we can walk, we cannot do this without, I mean, D12 is here strong. How many people here from D12? All right, they're here strong.
I'm D12.
That's right. We're all D12. Okay, please, a sister that needs, were you here when we did the demands? Okay, so you know the demands, you know Ilombe and everything. Please welcome one of the founders of D12 movement and an activist for decades before that, Sister Viola Plummer.
Peace, y'all. All I want to say is that we got to make sure that they understand who we are.
That's right.
Understand what I'm saying?
That's right.
So that we are not going to let them hijack another one of our most historical entities that ever was. So, you know what, y'all know? You're fighting some dogged people in here, so you got to be ready to fight. You know, when they come with you an exception and that it's all right, but, and then I see somebody saying, well, I'm going to follow somebody else so we can get some crumbs. Is that going to happen? No. Is that going to happen? No. Is that going to happen? No. Straight ahead. Straight ahead. Straight ahead. Straight ahead.
No toms on the air.
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 Not here.
Not here.
Not now.
Not now.
Not here.
Not here.
Cemotap. Cemotap. Cemotap.
What's the word?
Gary Bird.
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 With
Cemotap. With Cemotap. With Cemotap. With Cemotap. Gary Bird. Gary Bird.
What's the word?
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 Gary Bird.
Get it stuck.
Cemotap.
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 Get it stuck.
Cemotap. Cemotap. Gary Bird. 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 Gary Bird.
We want Gary Bird, and we won't be satisfied until he's on the air.
Reparations for a long big ride.
Bring it in. Bring your people next time. And we will walk all the way to the end of the block. Thank you so much. I can't thank you enough, Warriors. Give yourselves a round of applause. You get home safe. Don't hang around here. Thank our videographers. Thank you, Minister Hafiz. All of you. I can't name every name. Every single one of you was important to be here today. Take the word back. Email blast for every announcement that we make, and get the community prepared for war over this issue of Gary Bird. That's right. Stay strong. Thank you. Dismissed. Brother, thank you so much. I was out of it.
Leaving now? Okay, thanks a lot.